Arne Slot's tenure as Liverpool manager is on the brink of collapse. After an alarming loss to Manchester City and several glaring mistakes that have plagued his team, it is now widely believed that his time at Anfield is coming to an end. Slot, who had been lauded for his success in the previous season, is now facing the fallout from his squad's inability to close out games, with embarrassing and costly late-game collapses proving to be a constant feature of their 2025/2026 Premier League campaign. This season, Liverpool's performances have lacked the steel and resilience that were once the hallmark of the team under Klopp. Instead, their matches have often been marred by late goals conceded in stoppage time, making it clear that the team's mentality and focus have eroded. The most recent example of this came in the heartbreaking 3-2 defeat to Manchester City, where they failed to hold on to their lead, conceding 2 goals in the final stages of the game. This was the latest in a series of late-game failures that has seen them drop vital points in the Premier League title race. It is now believed that Slot's sacking is not a matter of if, but when. According to former Everton and Aston Villa CEO Keith Wyness, Slot's job would be on the line if he lost 2 of his next 3 games, and the defeat to Manchester City could very well prove to be the final nail in the coffin. Following that loss, Liverpool managed to edge out Newcastle, but the critical trip to Sunderland in the next match could determine whether or not Slot survives until the end of the season. The shocking revelation that Liverpool have conceded 4 stoppage-time winners this season, already the joint most by any team in a single Premier League campaign, has only added fuel to the fire. This statistic, while damning, highlights the deep-rooted issues at the heart of Slot's management. Not only has the team's defence been leaking goals at the most inopportune moments, but they have also failed to exhibit the same fierce mentality and tactical discipline that helped them win the title last season. The parallels with the previous season's title-winning campaign are hard to ignore. Under Slot, Liverpool were praised for their ability to stay composed and fight back, even when matches appeared to be slipping away from them. Their resilience in the final stages of games was one of the main reasons why they were able to secure the Premier League trophy. But now that mental fortitude seems to have vanished entirely. The defensive lapses, lack of composure, and inability to manage games effectively have exposed the flaws in Slot's tactical setup and left the team vulnerable. The questions surrounding Slot's future have only intensified as the season has gone on. After the Manchester City loss, it is increasingly difficult to see how he can turn things around. The pressure is mounting, and the board's patience is likely wearing thin. Slot is under enormous scrutiny, and with every game that passes without a strong performance, the possibility of his dismissal becomes more and more likely. With Liverpool now sitting well outside the top 4, the club's aspirations of Champions League football next season hang in the balance. What makes this situation all the more frustrating for Liverpool fans is that this is not a team devoid of talent. The squad is packed with world-class players, including the likes of Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk, but the inability to close out games, coupled with the inconsistent performances, has left fans wondering whether this group of players can fulfill their potential under Slot's leadership. The timing of this collapse is particularly painful for Liverpool. The club had high hopes at the start of the season, with a squad that seemed capable of mounting a serious challenge for both the Premier League and European glory. But as the season has progressed, it has become clear that something is amiss. The team's poor form has coincided with Slot's inability to adapt his tactics and make necessary adjustments during matches. There have been several occasions where Liverpool have failed to manage games properly, conceding late goals or failing to break down teams when they are in the ascendancy. As the pressure mounts on Slot, the question remains: can he survive long enough to turn things around, or will he be shown the door before the season's end? The upcoming fixtures will be crucial in determining his future, with the trip to Sunderland now taking on added significance. If Slot can secure a convincing win and show signs that his team can get back on track, he might just buy himself some time. But if Liverpool fail to get a result, it's hard to see how his position can remain tenable. The situation has reached a critical point, and Slot's fate is now inextricably linked to the team's ability to perform under pressure. With so many points already lost to late-game collapses, Liverpool cannot afford any more slip-ups. Every match from here on out is a must-win, and Slot will be fully aware of the gravity of the situation. If he can't find a way to stop the rot and turn things around, it is likely that the board will have no choice but to part ways with him. For Slot, this represents a significant fall from grace. Last season, he was hailed as the man who had revitalised Liverpool and brought them back to the top of English football. But the current season has been a stark contrast, with the team failing to live up to expectations and suffering embarrassing defeats. The loss to Manchester City was just the latest in a series of disappointing results, and Slot now faces the uncomfortable reality that his time at Liverpool could soon be over. In the coming weeks, the pressure will only continue to build as Liverpool's search for consistency and stability continues. Whether Slot can weather the storm remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: if his team continues to fall short in crucial moments, his position as Liverpool manager will soon be untenable. The sacking of Arne Slot appears inevitable at this stage, with the team continuing to underperform and the mental strength that was once their trademark now seemingly gone. The writing is on the wall. Liverpool need to find a way to address these issues if they are to salvage anything from this season, but if they are unable to do so, it is hard to see how Slot can keep his job. The next few games could prove decisive, but Slot's fate may already be sealed. Only time will tell whether he can turn things around, or if Liverpool will have to look elsewhere for a manager who can get the best out of their talented squad. As the pressure intensifies on Arne Slot, the club's next steps will be crucial in determining his future. The team's struggles aren't just confined to their defensive woes. The manager's tactical choices, particularly during key moments of matches, have come under increasing scrutiny. The lack of in-game adjustments has been a recurring theme, and fans have begun to question whether Slot is able to inspire the kind of performances needed to return Liverpool to the elite tier of English football. In particular, his failure to manage the squad's fitness and rotation has been a source of frustration. Slot, known for his high-intensity pressing system, has often left players fatigued and vulnerable in the latter stages of matches. This was glaringly evident in their clash with Manchester City, where a fatigued defence allowed the visitors to storm back with 2 quick-fire goals in the final minutes. What once appeared to be a solid defensive unit has now become prone to lapses in concentration, with Slot's system seemingly lacking the balance between intensity and control. Adding to the growing list of concerns is Slot's inability to provide clarity on the team's attacking strategy. Despite having a wealth of attacking talent, players like Mohamed Salah and Darwin Núñez, Liverpool have often looked disjointed in attack. The team has struggled to break down well-organised defences, often relying on individual brilliance to create chances. The lack of cohesive attacking patterns has made them vulnerable to teams that can soak up pressure and exploit the spaces left in transition. In the Manchester City loss, for example, Liverpool's inability to retain possession in the second half allowed City to dominate proceedings, further highlighting Slot's tactical failings. For a manager who had earned rave reviews last season for his tactical discipline and ability to secure results in tight situations, the current campaign has been nothing short of a disaster. The team's form has been so erratic that Slot's own coaching philosophy, one that focuses on discipline, structured build-up play and defensive resilience, has started to unravel. There's an increasing sense that he has lost the trust of some of the players as well, and whispers from within the squad suggest that morale is low. Slot, in his interviews, has remained defiant, insisting that the team's performances will improve, but the evidence on the pitch tells a different story. In truth, the longer Liverpool's poor form continues, the more it appears that his position is becoming untenable. The club's board has historically shown patience when it comes to managerial decisions. However, with Liverpool's top 4 aspirations hanging by a thread, they may not be willing to wait much longer for a turnaround. The fear of missing out on Champions League qualification is a genuine concern, and without that financial revenue, the club's ability to attract top-tier talent could be severely hindered. For Liverpool, securing a place in Europe's premier competition is non-negotiable, and they are well aware that the clock is ticking for Slot. With the possibility of sacking looming large, attention has already turned to potential replacements.